There's a huge range of gaming chairs on the market now, but most of the common race car design that gets very repetitive. Today we're looking at a different gaming chair from Sybr, which is a very different style and has a prominent focus on ergonomics. And I'll tell you all about it after I quickly pay some bills with this video sponsor. If you're fed up with the high costs from the Microsoft Office suite or incompatibility and formatting problems from trying alternative solutions, then look no further than Truly Office. Truly Office offers software for document processing, spreadsheets and slides for both Windows and Mac, with cloud support, seamless integration, regular updates and data privacy protection as standard. With lifetime licenses and affordable options for students, business users and whole households, Truly Office is a fantastic, affordable, one-time purchase alternative to the competitors. It's also backed with tons of 5-star reviews and with 24/7 support, and like Kelly Rowland, you're not going to be left on spread. Visit the link in the description box to learn more and use code ASH15 at checkout to save an additional 15%. Sybr is part of the brand Senator, which are one of the biggest design-led manufacturers in the world. Sybr is a new range which is manufactured in Italy and then engineered and assembled in the UK. The Sybr gaming chair, or previously known as the Si1, comes in 4 different colours: black, red, white and yellow. Although these are more accent colours over the full body, which I think was certainly the right decision, as the whole chair in that colour would look a little bit garish. At the time I received this to review, I was offered it partially assembled or fully assembled. I went for the partially assembled so you can see what you'd actually need to do in terms of setting it up yourself. The parts you need to assemble the chair are in the ends of the box, easily accessible, then the backrest is in the middle with the seat and the base below. It's all very well packaged and doesn't move around. There are no printed instructions, which is a little bit of a shame, presumably to save paper, but there's a little bit of card with the QR code instead. The exchange of a piece of card for a couple of pieces of paper is something that I'd like to see. The QR method going to a video on your phone is a little bit of a faff. Now the demo video shows you how to use the box to install the base onto the back, but I obviously chose to do it a harder way. I originally missed a plastic piece that came off from the base. Seems to be more of a cosmetic piece it seems, but one of the tabs on it seemed to be slightly worn. Putting that back on, the base just slides on, and then the base screws into the backrest with 4 screws and washers. Once you put the casters onto the base, again with the washer in between, you just put the gas lift into the seat underside and then slide on the base. Once you've got the chair onto the wheels, you just need to slide in the armrests, taking off the elastic band that's holding them on first. So a very straightforward unboxing and setup, but it's quite refreshing to get a chair that I don't need to spend about 30 minutes building. I do like the styling of this chair, and as I said in the intro, it's nice to have a gaming oriented chair that's not just another racing seat. As you can see by the back of this chair, it is quite tall. It's designed for users from 170 to 205 centimetres. I'm 6'6" or 201, and I'll talk about my taller experience with this chair in the conclusion. The headrest is nice and soft, but it's fixed on this model, doesn't offer any adjustment. The back and seat have got moulded foam for long lasting comfort. Lumbar support wise, I found there to be enough for me, and there's not been any discomfort when going from my previous chair, which also had an additional cushion. On the reverse of the backrest, we've got some ventilation grills supposedly to keep you cool, improve soft tissue blood flow and limit fatigue when gaming. Now I'm not a specialist, so I'll take their word for the second and third points, but I have been pretty cool when using this, but it's not exactly warm weather yet. For the adjustment of the backrest, we've got 4 preset ranges of movement which Sybr call the harmonic tilt, which automatically adjusts to the correct tension. Unfortunately though, there's no option to lock it when you're in one of these positions. A little bit of an oversight I think, as some people might like to keep it at a certain setting. The armrests have got the usual height adjustment, but there's no forward, back or side to side like you'd see on some racing style gaming chairs, but these armrests do allow the option to be folded down, something that can be useful in certain situations, for example getting closer into a desk and using them as elbow rests, or if you like to sit on the chair cross-legged, which I know some people like to do, it might help get them out of the way. The base is a high lift claw base which is very solid and gives a good clearance for your feet. Also gives you somewhere nice to rest your feet on, be it a little bit chilly in the colder months from the all metal construction. There are a few different options for casters as well. You can pay a little bit extra to get orbital style ones, which are a hollow body wheel over a traditional style, but that's more of another personal preference thing. The whole chair can take users up to 150 kilos or 300 freedom units, so it can take plenty of weight. So the second half of this video I thought I'd do in a more of a live style, as I've had some time to actually use it and get some experiences with it over the initial unboxing that I filmed quite a while back. So the time of recording this video, they've actually changed the price of the chair. It was originally going to be $699, which was very steep personally, I think. It's now $499, which is a little bit more palatable, but there are some issues that I do want to raise and I will cover over. The original price was sitting between a Noble Chair's Hero, which is the previous chair that I used as a review on the channel with that, and there's also the Herman Miller collaboration, which is the Vantum, which is $895, so it's kind of in the middle of those two. Now, some of the racing style chairs can go up to the now sale price of $499. Secret Lab, for example, they have some models that go to that price. and here are the issues that I've come up with this one so far. So the backrest, the adjustability, you've got the 4 levels like I mentioned. You can't go any further than that. Some people might like that option. Some chairs can go 180 degrees. So like if you want to take a nap in a chair, not that I've done that before. There's also no option to lock this chair as well. So this is where I would like it to have it. A little bit further back, then I'll scoot into the desk. But then I can't turn this forward so it won't lock into place. So that's something I would like to see. I could do that on my Hero, which was considerably cheaper than this. Other things, the 170 to 205 centimeter user for this chair I think is a very broad term. Being a taller person, there are a couple of limitations that I found with it. For example, the height of the chair itself, the lift goes very far into the base and it almost touches the ground. It goes that far in. If it was further up, the overall height of the chair would be higher, and I've had to bring my desk down by about 4 inches to accommodate the use of this chair over my noble chairs that I previously used. And the first couple of times it was comically funny trying to get out of this chair, but now it's just getting annoying. Even at the highest setting of this chair, it's just not high enough. So I think to have the base not go quite, the lift not go quite so far into the base would be a nice thing to see in the second version. And then you can always bring the chair down, but you can't add any more height, especially if you're going to market it at taking users of 205 centimeters, which is another couple of inches taller than me. You need to certainly add some more height to the base. Also the headrest as well, another thing with a taller person, like it goes to about half my head. There's no adjustability there, so that's something I would like to see for a future version. Again, marketing it to the taller end of the people. If anyone higher than me, which there are people which will fit in within that 170 to 205 centimetre range, they're not going to get hardly any use of that headrest at all. So some options to adjust one would be appreciated. The armrest as well, we've got the up and down. You can also do the elbow thing, so if you want to put your elbows on. Personally, I find it to be too far forward, so they just kind of slip off. Do feel like I'm sat a little bit downhill overall, and they don't offer any adjustability for side to side or forward to back, either like the 4D ones you see on gaming chairs, so some more adjustability would be nice there. My favourite thing about this chair as a whole is the design though. We've seen a lot of the racing chairs and they have got a little bit overused now with that design, so to see something like this that is aimed at gaming but looks a little bit nicer and ergonomic is nice, like a breath of fresh air. Sybr will also offer discounts as well if you're buying more than 5, so if you want to kit out an office with these you can do. Certainly they're not out of place in an office either. Strong points to this chair are certainly the build quality though. It is very comfortable to sit in. The stitching, for example, that you'll see some B-roll on now, very high quality. And also, of course, if you're a smaller bodied person and you're not worried about the lack of issues that I've said in adjustability, then it's something that would make a strong contender if you're looking for something different rather than a conventional style racing chair. I've used a lot of different chairs over the years. I would sum this one up as a good first attempt. There are a lot of things that need to be changed though if they're going to certainly market it towards the taller users, because using this long term I think will be a little bit of a struggle, and if they're going to say that it's suitable to those people, there needs to be no issues for the long run. So there are some things that they can do to change, and hopefully we'll see a version 2 that we can look at as well with some implemented differences. And then just the price basically is a little bit steep. I think the $499, I would expect to see that just lasting as the price from now on. $700 is certainly too steep, especially for the issues that I've come across with the chair itself, no matter if you're tall or small. But the $499 is again a little bit more palatable, but you can also get a Herman Miller Aeron chair, a refurbished one, for the same price. So going up against one of those, you're going to have a hard push to sell these. So Herman Miller regarded as some of the best chairs in the world, so pricing is a little bit too high. If you've got any more questions, please leave them in the comments box below and I'll get back to you though. We can certainly have them back and forth about this. I did mention doing a longer term review in this video, but I can't see there being really any changes in opinion, especially with the issues I mentioned about it being too low and the lack of adjustability in the headrest and stuff. So I think we'll probably leave it here for this one. Hopefully we'll see a V2 that we can look at. Fingers crossed. Links will be in the description box below if you do want to pick one of these up, if you find that it will be suitable for you. Thank you for Sybr for setting this out for me to look at. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.